Okay, we're back on getting these cases set up here. So I got to get the decks cut here. So right now I got the indicator set up in here. So right now we're a couple thou under zero that way. Over here we're right about zero. Right here we're at 3 thou or 2.5 thou positive, and over on this side here we're 2.5 negative. So a 5 thou angle variation here in the deck. Now we're coming off flat off the cam cover here, so you would think this would be flat. Now the question is this thing machined wrong, or is it my plate's a little bit off? So when I do brand new twin cam motors, it's common for these things to be 3 thou off side to side this way, but not all of them. Sometimes there's 0. It varies. So I can go up to a 3 thou shim over here, and if that makes this pretty flat, I'm okay with that. Otherwise, I have to make a decision if I want to come off the main bearings with different tooling, which is all of that stuff right over there. That's for doing the main bearing stuff. So I have to make a decision. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 3 thou shim under here and see how that works. So just grab my big long feeler gauges in here, and we can pull out 3 thou shim out of here and see what we got. So I'll go ahead and try that, see what happens. Alright, get the tripod over here. Thing out of my way a little bit would be nice, but oh well. So we'll see how this works this way. I'm going to try a 4 thou. Loosen it up, take your shim, stick it in here, put the case against it, and tighten it back up. And we got to recenter our deck now. Let's see, what do we got? About 9.5. Not too much. Whoop. Gets me closer. Put a little tension on it. It's about 12. Over here. A little bit more. A bit close. So the average is more on that side, so we go back a little bit. Alright, so now we got 3 that way, and we got 0 right here. So we're still 3 thou out of being flat, even though we got a 4 thou shim stuck over here. So that's a little bit more than I want to tolerate. I figured it was going to be like that. So instead of screwing around, we'll go ahead and take it all apart, put the other tooling in here, come off the main bearings and see if this deck has been modified before. It might have been cut before at the wrong angle. I don't know. I don't know any history about it. I can't tell if this original machine marks on here or not. So I'm just going to assume that it's bad and just do something different. If it gets out of the range you want to work at, get back to something you're more comfortable doing. I'll put my shims back here. You put your shims back in order so you don't lose them. So I don't use these for field gauge, I use them for shims. They work better for that. Okay, now you take all of this stuff out of here and start over. So all the work I did yesterday, I'm gonna redo. One thing about machining, you can't be afraid to make changes. All right. All right, that one was done. Yeah. Big stuff. It's something else. Way up there. Yep, that's the rest of it. You get a box full of junk, see? Some of the stuff we need. Yeah, I cleaned it. Okay, now these were marked left and right at one time. In this case it's marked number 1 and number 2. Nope, it's 1 and 0. Great. So which one's left, which one's right, we don't know. I guess it's whichever way you want it to be. The other thing is it's got a little corrosion on this side. It's not quite sitting flat. See if there's any burrs. Feels good enough to me. It's been a few years since I've used these, so have to clean everything all up a little bit. All right. Now I get the big boy tool out. You gotta figure out how you want to hold this. So usually I have the left side going. You got the left and the right. That's how I do it. As I recall, and this has a 0 on this one here, so it goes on a 0, which is this one. So these are going to go like this. These haven't been modified to work on this table either. Tooling hasn't been modified yet. Wrong hole pattern. This fits the milling machine I haven't used in 20 years. So that means we just have to work around that problem. I could take the time to drill the holes and make them fit, but I don't feel like doing that, so we'll just not do it. All right. We didn't do that one, did we? Okay, that goes in here. That should do it. Okay, we're just gonna put a strap clamp on this side to hold it down. I don't feel like doing it the correct way. No reason to do something the correct way when you can do it the incorrect way. So this way's quicker. Okay, that's ready to go on. This side will be separate, which we'll do later. Okay, now I get the cases set up. I got to put this in the cases. So this goes where the Timken bearing goes here. This goes in the Timken bearing brace. Get over here and see better. Right here, which is in the case. And then you tighten this up and it pulls the case against the Timken, which centers it off that main bearing. Then on this side here, we're on the pinion side. We have this taper sleeve that goes inside the bearing race. You jam this in there with a taper with this big nut, and that tightens the case up and holds it where you want it to be. So that's how you center it. So we gotta get that all set up over here. And we're gonna take the case apart to put this on too. It's a whole another problem. We got help now. The cleaning lady showed up.
What?
The cleaning lady showed up.
What?
Yep. Cleaning lady showed up.
What?
Watch out, you'll be on video.
Oh, you're filming. Wow. Is this the case touch-up?
We are filming how to screw up a case. So what presents did you bring over?
The forks.
Ooh.
The forks. Oh, also the ramp. They still don't really understand how it works.
The clutch and ramp?
Yeah.
For the 40?
Oh, I figured out why the clutch was dragging, by the way.
Alright, we'll be back later. I'm still gonna put this together, but we'll be back. There it goes. Okay, did I do this right?
I don't know. We'll soon see.
Oh, I'm trying to move it. That's the first problem. That was supposed to be tight. You didn't tell them what I did yet.
You're in practice.
No, I can't. I'm shaking hands.
Well, that's what we got the stand for.
So's Ellen.
No,
Really?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
They like Ellen, they don't like me.
Are they saying bad stuff about you?
They didn't even comment about being drunk or anything last night.
I wasn't drunk. I just had.
They're saying he was drunk?
I was not drunk.
I don't know about that.
I'm celebrating.
Celebrating, you're still breathing?
That's a good thing to celebrate over, usually.
Yeah. Kenyon, did you ever drink?
I drink all the time. That's why when I get thirsty, I drink.
He's fooling with you.
Well, he didn't say drink what.
Yeah, well, he's fooling with you.
Did you ever drink beer?
No.
No, never?
Nope.
Huh.
That's why he has all those multiple land world speed
I'm
records.
not a drunk.
There you
Why would I drink? I'm not a drunk.
go. Oh, having a beer every so often?
What are you drinking beer for?
It's good.
Good for what?
It's just good. It tastes good.
It's good. It's just... You need some mind-numbing chemicals in your head.
Oh my god.
I don't need mind-numbing chemicals in my head. That's plenty of crap in my head already that I'm thinking about. Okay, so now this is now centered.
What do you call this jig that you made, your dad made?
This is an alignment tool. See, now we're on center. We just rotate like this. And we undo this plate and rotate it at degrees, and it sends up this one. Because we have to jack it here, so for rotation.
Right.
Oh, that's so cool.
Because you can't just pinch it right here enough to keep from rotating. It would be a problem. And we're on the center line of the main bearing, because this is now tight. This one's tight on Timken's side, then you tighten this one up over here, and it's tight, jams in under taper. So that makes the case come up square. Now we're going to find out if these decks are off, or my other tooling was off, which is down there right now. But I have to play around this, so now I need my tools down here.
Yeah, but where would that come so far out?
Now, I don't know if I can use my tools. See, my homemade tools are too bad. I made these, they're too tall. I need shorter ones. So that's what these red ones are for that Dad bought 100 years ago that I still use.
Oh, you have one up there too.
That's because it takes two of them.
No, this one?
Yes, I will be needing that one also. So these go over here. These are adjustable. Quick adjustment. There you go. Don't care about the lock part. Yeah, now you can adjust these back and forth to change your height here. So that goes like that. Now these are falling off the plate over here, so pissing me off enough. I'll put a parallel under there, but it hasn't pissed me off enough yet. Okay, now I gotta recenter this. Okay. Okay, now we're at 10. And then I'll scale that way. And then I'll scale that way. So that means we're in the wrong spot. That means we're leaning too far this way. Now if I put my level on here with a clicker, see, this is how you deal with the indicator. See the air gap? So we can center it up this way, it just takes a little longer. So So if you don't have the level, you don't have to have a level if you don't want to. Tools just make things easier. So if I use my level, I can zero it in a lot quicker. Stick it on there like that. That's zero on this. Now we go to the indicator. See where we're at on this way.
You want me to get it?
I don't know what do you want to get it for.
What?
You're just going to want to bother me. It's probably Alan calling me.
We'll be back. It's not Alan calling.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there you go. You're back on.
I just want to get this centered up here a little bit. I'm back. I'm live.
I know. All right, we'll see you, my friend. Take care.
See you later.
All right, Keenan. Stay cool.
And off the end here. And I'm just going to center up my dimension here. Okay, so we are now at 2 that way, and we're at 1 this way. Back up a little bit. Okay, so that's why I did all this. Okay, so we have the case zeroed here. So like 1 over the 0. You spin around this other way, and we come back to 1 over the 0 this way. So this side of the case and this side of the case are now flat. Now we go over to here, which is our angle, and you can see we're at 5 thou difference. If you go back this other way, it'll go 5 thou down probably. Close to it. 4 thou down. So we got a 9 thou variance from this side of the case to this side of the case. You know, down here with the plate down here, I had a good 5 at least. So I'm repeating the same problem. This is high, this is low. But now we're coming off the main bearings here on the center. So that tells me that this deck has been cut, and whoever cut it at an angle like this. That's why I did all this. So next thing I'll do, I'll go over and check to see if this is level here. And that'll tell me for sure that this has been screwed up. Because if this is level here and not level here, I know it's the case of the machine wrong. If this one's off like this one off, and then something's wrong with my jigging, I'll have to go check that next. But right now, this is repeating the error I had. So we got to get that correct so cylinders go up and down straight. We don't want the piston going sideways through the cylinder. We want to go vertical. So anyway, that's where we're at for now. So we're done with this one for tonight. So that's it for today.